a little bit of hands-on, of our own hands-on. So I want you to rub your hands together, just make them a little hotter. And then what you're going to do is we're going to start by rubbing the rib cage. Okay, getting into just below the ribs at the front. Just like when we do hands-on with our clients, we can't do that right now. It helps our brain know that we're going to pay attention to the area that we're touching, right? So we're sort of doing that for ourselves now. So we want to get all around the rib cage, even up here in the chest, and as much, across the back as you can. And you can sort of just walk around as you're doing this. And then let's do a little tapping along the back. So just along that lumbar spine on either side. And then we'll use that tapping into the thick glute tissue and the side. And we're actually going to tap down the front of the leg, back of the leg. You just do what feels good. And back of the calf. And then we're going to brush up as if we were doing that dry brushing that Joe talked about in his book. Okay, so brushing up. And then we're going to tap down the other leg. Sort of waking everything up at the calves too. And then we're going to brush up. I mean, you could make this a 10-minute affair. We're making it a 2-minute affair for today. Brush, brush, brush. Okay, and we're going to do that also up the arms. So a nice brush up the forearm, right? Brushing towards the heart. There we go. Let's give a little stimulation to the cervical spine. We're all staring at our screens a whole lot more these days. So we are going to definitely be including some neck movement and focus of our eyes today. So just giving our cervical spine a little TLC. Touch down the throat. And then let's just give our jaw a little release there. I actually do a little bit of something like this in all of my group online classes these days. I find it's really helpful just for people to connect with their bodies. Okay, so that's that, all right? Let's come up to standing. I always remember Ron often, not always, but often starting in a wide stance position. So let's take a wide stance position, not necessarily super turned out, but a little bit, okay? And let's bring the hands to the ribs so that we can breathe. All right, so we'll inhale to expand. Exhale, let the air out. Take a few breaths on your own. Breathing in and out. See if you can notice that there's, as best as possible, equal expansion side to side in the ribcage. And then we'll also place our hands front to back and take a few more breaths, allowing the air to expand front to back and letting the chest soften on the exhalation. So we don't want to force these breaths, but we want to allow the ribcage to expand. Let's just switch sides, and I'll do these few breaths with you together. And then we'll let the arms come down by your sides. This is another one of my favorites from Ron, so we're going to other side. And I'm going to add on. Other way. Contraction. Roll up in the center. Other side. Stretch out of the waist. Forward contraction. It can be just the upper contraction. And roll up on a breath. And again. We're going to add a plie to the contraction. And roll up. Other side. Plie as you contract. And roll up on a breath. Okay, and then bring the legs together. I want you to rotate from the shoulder to change the position of the arms. So we'll have a breath for that. Turn the palms down and bring them to that low V. Take a moment to feel your feet into the floor and feel all that length that we know up through the crown of the head. We're going to turn the palms and go up on 3 breaths. And in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. We're going to use our focus. If you know this piece, the focus is going to move up slowly as well as the neck, and then come down slowly. Let's put that together. Here we go. And so you're taking in the space in front of you as the eyes travel down and as they travel up. One more together. And recenter. Lift the right heel with a shoulder circle. Left heel. Reverse the circle, right heel. And left heel. Bring the shoulders up and gently slide them down. Let's step to a second parallel position now. Hands at the hips. I'd like for you to hinge. So let's hinge forward from the hips on 1 breath. Feeling the back of the body wake up. Press into the heels as you come up. So we have 1 breath to hinge. 1 to return. I'll just show you the side view. 1 to hinge. 1 to return. We'll hinge and stay. And then contract down, fingertips to the floor. We're going to plie down here. I know you maybe can't see me. Inhale to plie. Exhale to stretch, head is relaxed. Inhale to plie. Exhale to stretch. And then roll yourself up on 2 breaths. And we're going to bring the legs together and roll down this time to make our way to the floor. Let's do 2 breaths. Stay down here. Inhale to plie. I'm going to switch my camera. Exhale to stretch. Inhale to plie. Exhale to stretch. And then come down into your Fletcher ball shape. There we go. And we'll do a little set of pulses there. Last set. And then come down onto your knees. We're gonna make our way to diamond position. Okay, here we are. So find yourself on your 2 sits bones. I realize there's sunshine right out of the top of my head there, but can't complain about the light. All right, so take a moment to feel both sits bones, and we're gonna take 4 butt bellies to feel ourselves both connecting into the floor and also reaching up out of the floor. So we'll have an inhale to be long and tall, exhale, a small butt belly to connect. Inhale, release, but stay tall. Exhale, reconnect to the butt belly, and again. One more. And then we keep that butt belly, and we'll take a nice hugging shape with our arms. Let's bring the right arm up and bring it down. And the other. Now keep your gaze out in line with your eyes. Other side. This time look into your hand and follow the arm. Open it to the side. Bring it back up, looking into the palm and down. Other side. So you're following your hand up, following it to the side, finding it up again and down. Last one. Both arms up, inhale. Exhale, open both arms. Inhale, return the arms, see the hands, and exhale down. And again. So you're looking into the fingertips. Now you're looking way out beyond. Inhale, find the fingertips again, and return. Last one. And recenter. Okay, let's make our way onto hands and knees. You can have legs, knees together or slightly spaced out. And find that nice long spine to begin. And we're going to articulate leading from the pelvis. So rounding the spine, leading from the pelvis on a breath. And then lengthen the pelvis and return to that flat back position. Let's do 2. And lengthen. And again from the pelvis. And lengthen. Lead with the pelvis into extension. And return. That extension might feel smaller than the contraction, but still let the eyes change focus and return to flat. Last one. And return to flat. We're going into the rotation. So take the arm that's closest to the screen so we'll all see each other for a moment here. So rotating up, pressing the heel of the hand into the floor and the other fingertips up. And then a breath to thread the needle and hinge the spine as you come down. Let's do that again on this side. So we have and threading through. Return center. Other side, everybody. Open up. Thread through. Kind of reaching to each other there. And one more time. And thread through. And return center. Flex your toes behind you and sit back to stretch through those metatarsals, still keeping the spine hinged, and then point the feet and sit back again. So we have a breath for that. Point the feet. One more, everybody. Okay, and come back to our diamond shape. Let's go into our seated with rotation. So reconnecting right away to that butt belly lift. Nice hugging arms. Okay, and we have inhale, rotate, inhale, exhale, bring the arm down. Let's all come back to the center, inhale, and then return. Here we go. Keep alternating sides. Once again, each side. Here you're rotating, and think of recentering everything at the same time, and down. Other side. Getting taller, and recenter everybody, and down. Very nice. Bring the arms to the sides. Let's bring the feet together, and actually hug them in a little closer if you can. We're trying to deepen that hip fold, and sit nice and tall. Can you see toes lift, flexed feet, rolling the pelvis back, and then lengthening up and rolling through the feet. It's actually, I think, the same breath pattern, so 2 inhales. Lengthen up and reach the feet down, and again. Lengthen up, look way out past your screen, and lower, and again. One more. I'm going to angle myself. You can stay forward if you want. Let's go more to outside of the shoulder width, arms in a T, and we'll progress to the next part. So flex and touch the shins, inhale. Exhale to curl back. Inhale, sit really tall, and exhale, see if you can hinge. You have to think softness in the hips. Pulse for 2. Center on the inhale. Exhale to roll back. Inhale, sit really tall. Exhale, small hinge, and we pulse. Inhale, center. Exhale to roll back. Inhale, sit tall and hinge. Last set of pulses. And center and lower the arms. Okay, use your fingertips like little kickstands, and I want you to lift one hip and place it down, and lift the other hip and place it down, and we're still trying to lift up through our center and down, and the other side, lift and down. Let's do that with the arms in a T, and so we have lift, and think of that sits bone going right down where it just was, other side. So don't let it move forward, but let it drill right back down, and lift and place. Last one, lift and place. Now we have the lift, and that's going to turn us a quarter way. Pull back to the center and return that sits bone right where you had it on your floor. Other side. And pull that sits bone back. And again. Return. So we're initiating from the pelvis and we're initiating as we return. Let's go one more time and stay here, and we'll continue to initiate from the pelvis to go into our spiral. So the pelvis leads on a breath and you rotate. You're looking right past your hand, lead with the pelvis, and we'll come back and look into the palm of the hand. So we kind of slice across, and we pull back from the pelvis. Slice across, scan your whole space with your eyes, and return. One more. And then where you're looking is where you'll return to, and we go to the other side. Bring one hand down. You're going to initiate from your pelvis. So we have spiral on a breath and return on a breath. Using your eyes. Lead from the pelvis to go and lead from the pelvis to come back. One more. And return to where your focus is. Great, everybody. Okay, let's go into, make sure you have room to basically roll all the way down and roll your way back up. So we'll start in a contraction. So let's circle the arms and contract forward. And I want you just to take 2 full breaths here, holding this contraction shape and feeling the lift and the support through all of your abdominals. And take another breath in and out, feeling yourself work in the front of the body. And we're contracting back from the pelvis. So we're going to go 1 breath back, 1 breath forward, 2 breaths back. So now we're at the waist. 1 breath forward. 3 breaths back. So we have pelvis. We have waist. We have almost to our upper contraction. And we're going to do 1 breath forward. Let me breathe it with you. Here we go. We're going forward. Rolling back. We're going to keep going here. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, stretch overhead. Circle around, 4 breaths. Contract up and over. Let's pause for 2. Rolling back, 4 breaths. First the pelvis, then the waist, then almost into that upper contraction. This is the good moment. Inhale, arms up, exhale over. Circle around. Up and over. Pause for 2. Roll up to center, everybody, and sit nice and tall. And we're going to keep moving, reaching the arms back, lifting into a high lift on a breath, and return to center. So we're contracting forward on a breath, and we're rolling up to the center on a breath, and we're lifting the chest. There's that high lift, and back to the center. And again, contracting forward, rolling up. You're just dripping the fingertips along the floor and lifting up into the high lift and back to the center. Once again, rolling up. Think big sits bones down so the chest can lift. And back to the center. Whew, okay, need a fan in here. All right, let's go into our can-can. So I want you to bring your legs together. I'm gonna do it from this angle. So now we're a little bit hinging back to start, either fingertips or heel of the hands. And we're gonna point the feet on the inhale and rotate through the pelvis and the body on the exhale. Pull to the center. We have to find the sits bones again on the floor and lower the heels. Other side. Pull to the center. And again, let me see. Rotate, keep the chest lifted. Pull back to the center. Lower the heels. That's it. Other side. Pull back to the center. And we're going to stay here and lift the arms. So we have inhale, inhale, exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. We're going to repeat this part a couple of times, okay? So rewind. So whatever you're using as your front, you're really lifting there, okay? And then carry the arm up overhead, rotate to the back diagonal, contract up and over, hands to the floor. Circle around. That's our rewind moment. Let's do two together. Circle around. Rotate to the other side. We're going to go right into it. Here's our inhales. Rewind. And repeat. Keep going. Two more. Let me have a look. In, contract up and over and rewind, stretching on both sides of the waist. Last one, everybody. Excellent. Contract and circle around. Good stuff. Adding on, rotate to the other side. Double inhale. Exhale, contract down. So you feel both hands on the floor and really tap into both sides of the waist being very active here. And we're going to rotate that top leg. Inhale and exhale, close. One more for good luck. Circle the arm. Other side, everybody. Double inhale. Exhale, contracting up and over. Stay there for a moment. Feel both sides of your waist turning out. Circle the arm. And come to the center and let the feet relax for a moment. I want you to stretch the legs out in front of you. Circle the arms and contract forward so the hands are touching somewhere on your feet. And I want you to open up, let's say face each other. So one leg opens, the knee bends. So it's like you're pulling from one knee in the opposite foot. That's it. And then we come back together. One of my little interludes here to open through the hips and the hamstrings. So we go other side and come back to the center. So we're really like sliding and enjoying the movement of the spine, opening up and back to the center. One more each side. And let yourself really stretch forward in this moment here, this spine stretch. And other side. And roll up, lifting the arms and reach them behind you. Bend your knees. And we go back to that can-can. We have one last part. So we point the feet and rotate. Here's our double inhale. Exhale down. So now we have inhale, turn the leg out. Exhale, extend the leg. Everybody's favorite part. Inhale to bend and exhale to close. Let's do a few more. So I'm focusing on the lifting in both sides of my waist as I extend the leg. One more. Up and over with the arm. Other side. Double inhale. Exhale to stay there, active on both sides. I'm going to just change my angle to see you. Turning out, inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. And exhale, close. Keep as best as you can, weight on both hands. Last one, everybody. Circle the arm. And come back to the center and lower the heels. Okay, very good. We're going to make our way down onto the floor. So lengthen the legs out again. This time we'll roll down with the legs together. So why don't you flex your feet, circle the arms, and contract up and over, holding onto the feet for a moment. Little pulse there. Point your feet as you go back, 4 breaths. Arms up and over, and then let yourself totally relax for a moment here. We're about at the halfway mark. I want you to let the arms rest down by your sides, and we'll do a few breaths for Ron's imprinting. So we have a moment to connect into the surface of the floor, okay? So legs are relaxed. Arms, let's say the arms and the shoulder girdle already have a little bit of activity, okay? So they're already connecting into the floor. Can we take an inhalation and exhale deep in the belly into the spine, connecting into the floor. Inhale to expand. Exhale, let all the air out. My spine does not totally touch, but it definitely gets a little bit closer as it lengthens. So let's inhale to expand the ribs. Exhale, lengthen the space between those lumbar vertebrae, if we could picture that. One more time. And so keep that length through the spine. Gently bring the legs together. So we have some magnet connection. Open the arms up to a T, everybody. And so take a moment to feel whatever is touching the floor really connected deliberately into the floor. Forearms, hands, upper arm, shoulders, down the back, and through the pelvis. Let's développé the legs. So we développé up. And we enveloppe down. And développé up. Soften in the front of the hips. And keep the hips soft. And open them as you stretch along the floor. And again, développé up. And enveloppe down. And développé up. And we get to stay for some foot articulation. Flex the toes, flex the ankles, stretch the ankles, stretch the toes. Pulse breath. Last one. And we're pointed. Envelope the legs down and stretch along the floor. Développé back up. And we stay here. So keep your thighs pretty much where they are. Bend the knees and tap the toes to the floor. And then stretch them back up. Here we go. Feel the hamstrings waking up a little bit more. Perhaps also those low abdominals. And stay up there. Lower one leg straight down and bring it back up. Repeat the same leg. So the hip opens and it kind of softens to return. And it opens and it softens. 2 more. Stay connected into your floor, everybody. Other leg. And notice where your focus is. Looking straight up. 2 more. Time to envelope the legs down and stretch them along the floor. Okay, we have a few more parts to this. Développé back up again. And we stay. So I'm actually going to get you to flex your feet. And I want you to inhale to turn out. And exhale to parallel. And so we're like about hip width. Then we inhale to turn out. And we exhale to parallel. We're a little bit wider. We're just going to keep doing that till you've reached your second position. So it's kind of like the walking out that we do standing, but we're doing it here. And when you're at your maximum second, gentle pulse. Last set. Bring the heels together and point the feet and flex the feet, and we're going to do the same thing but turning in. So go to parallel and then turn in to go wider. We're not going to get as wide. Go to parallel, turn in that position, and parallel a little bit wider, and turn in. Ooh, we're at our maximum. Little pulse. The heels now are going down. Working that internal rotation. Last set. As you bring the legs together, bring them to parallel. And I want you to bring your, well, let's say one leg down bent and one leg down straight. I'm trying to not say right and left because it might get us confused. So you have a leg that's bent, and the hip on that leg is going to roll off, right? This is Ron's hip lift. And the knee is kind of directed out, away from you. And then you pull that hip back. Yeah, I think we've got it. So one of our fundamentals. So reach the hip, reach the knee, and return. That's it. And again, this will get us ready for the last part of our supine legs. And one more, everybody. Reach the hip and return. So let's just switch sides. And we do the other side. That's it. So there's a little bit of weight on the foot of the bent knee. You're rolling the hip off. You're reaching the knee a little bit further and pulling back. And again, inhale for the rotation and return. And again. So now the rotation is leading from the pelvis. That's what we'll need for the next part. One more. And return. Okay, so bend both legs. We're going to stretch them both up to the ceiling. I'm just checking that I have enough room here. So in fact, make sure that you have enough space, you need to adjust, to open up to one side, right? And then close. A little adjustment there. Okay. So legs are up to 90, arms are energized. whatever side you're going to, I want you to keep the top leg reaching up to the ceiling, okay? So reach that leg up, and one leg goes down, and then return to the center. And we'll keep alternating sides. So one leg and hip reaches up. That's it. And then you pull back to the center. So we have a breath for it. Back to the center. Other side. Back to the center. Back to the center. Okay, now if you can, do the next one towards the screen so we see each other for a moment here, okay? So we're opening towards the screen, and then we're bringing leg over leg. And then we're gonna repeat this part a couple of times. So take the arm off and let's roll onto our sides. We should see each other, maybe some of us, okay? Yeah, there we go, great. And then open and return, and we're gonna repeat that a few times, everybody. So we roll onto the side, and we open, and we have this nice moment to stretch in opposition. Let's repeat. And open. We're trying to keep some sense of magnets. Last one. And open. Now bring the legs straight up on the inhale, and exhale, return center. We have the other side, so lift the hip and take a breath to close leg over leg. And we rotate, so we're on our side. Open and try to see the ceiling with your chest. Repeat. Two more, everybody. Rolling to our side and opening. And then we bring the leg up, inhale, and exhale, close. Okay, give your legs a little hug. How are we doing there, everybody? A thumbs up if we're okay. All right. So let's put that piece all together. Let's say one side, the other side, and then repeat again, one side, the other side, okay? Just without those extra repetitions, just so we feel that full piece. Okay, it's such a great full body one. Okay, so we're starting. Leg over leg. Arm over arm. And open. Highlight here. Inhale, leg up. And exhale, close. Other side. Open the chest. Inhale, leg up. And exhale, close. Inhale and exhale to open. One breath, leg over leg. And we close. And open. Leg up and close. Last time. Arm over arm. And open. And leg up and close. And all the pay your legs down. Very nice. Just take a second there. Relax the legs entirely. We're in the home stretch here. Let's bring the legs together. And arms overhead, and let's roll you up. 4 breaths, circling the arms. Up and over, and then roll up and circle the arms behind you. Okay, so let's go into Ron Saw. I'm going to angle myself here, let's start by flexing the feet and pointing them and flexing them, getting reconnected to our vertical space. So we want to lift the arm to the back basically on the inhale, and then exhale, let's contract if it's possible to see each other there, right? And the back arm has that nice little curve. I always think of this arm curved being like the spine that's curved. Let's pulse that shape. And then everything lengthens on the inhale, feet included, and press the arm down. Other side. Pulsing. Deepen the rotation as well as the contraction. Center, inhale, and exhale, lower. Okay, so we're gonna do a little 4 corners here. So take that movement again where we pulled one knee, and then when we close, we're gonna close to the back corner. And then we pull that knee open again, and we close to the back corner. And then we pull the knee open, and now we should end up on the other diagonal. Did that work? We went 3/4 of the way around the world. So we're on our other side. All right, so we'll do another saw variation. Let's flex and lift one arm, inhale. Exhale to contract over, so you're holding the opposite foot. Then you're taking the back arm up and over, and you're holding the opposite foot. So we're contracted forward, our feet are pressing into our hands, we pulse that shape. One more set. And now everybody return center. Surprise! Do we get there? And bring the arms down. Let's try it one more time. So we have flex and lift, contract over, hold on to one foot. Circle the other arm and hold on to the other foot. Pulsing there, 3 sets. Here's our surprise. Up! Yay! And bring the arms down. Good stuff. So we're going to do the 3/4 of the way around the other side. So one leg always stays straight. So we bend the leg, and we switch, we go to the back corner. And we bend the same leg. We keep going in a circle. We end up to the other back corner of the room. Yes, you got it. And then bend the leg. Same leg, you got it, and return to where we started at the beginning. I think it worked. Good. Just as a way to also use the space differently, right? So we're not always like this, just like looking at that screen. Okay, so let's go into the side stretch. And all of that, you know, if you know what the side stretch is, and it's one of my favorites, right? We're getting into this whole bit here, yes? So it was also a way to explore that position, you know, as our transitions. All right, so let's say we finished here. So we'll bend the legs in and end up here. All right, and I'm gonna shift a bit. Okay, here we go. So we're going to bring the arms up on the inhale. Take a moment there, exhale, and just sit nice and tall on both sides. And take a breath to go up and over. 2 sets of pulses. Inhale, open the arm. Exhale, up and over. Both hands are on the floor. Inhale, return center, everybody. And exhale into the side bend. Let's actually just do that a few times. Let's forget these pulses. So we'll go open the arm, inhale. Exhale, contract and rotate. Inhale, up. And exhale, bend. All together. Out of the waist. And come back to the center, everybody, and bring the hand to the knee. Turning out and close. Give that top arm a little bit of shape. So pull the elbow back. That's it. And one more. Inhale to turn out. Exhale, here's our side stretch position. Pulse for 2. Now here's the highlight moment. Look way up past the fingertips and then close. Let's repeat. Turning out and exhale, slide along the floor, stretch out of your waist. 2 sets. Here's the moment. Lift and close. Turning out and slide along and then flex that foot. Here we go, slicing across. And take a moment just to stay here. Hand is touching your forearm. And feel like your spine is equally stretching over that straight leg. Okay, stay there for a breath to feel that. Lift the arm up and over, and we'll all see each other here for a moment. There we go. So pressing across on a breath. Up and over. And again. Up and over. One more time. Feel the length on both sides of the waist. Up and over. That's it. And here's the highlight moment. Inhale, look. And exhale, close. And then stretch the legs out. And switch sides. And switch sides. One more. And bend the legs. And we do all this to the other side. It's nice to see you now because a lot of that I was planning it and I felt like I needed to not see you so I could show you a little bit. So it's nice to see everybody again. All right, let's bring the arms up. And we're gonna side stretch up and over out of the waist. Energy past the fingertips. Easy pulse. Open the top arm, inhale. Up and over on the exhale. And lift up through the center and stretch to the side. No pulses, so we go. The waist brings you up and over. Last time. Come up through the center. Bring your hand down to your knee. Turning out. So lift that elbow, everybody. That's it. So we have some connection to the shoulder girdle. That's it. And then turn out and lengthen along your diagonal. So feeling 2 sits bones and 2 sides of your waist. We pulse. Here's the moment. And close. Turning out. Here's the moment. And close. Last one. Pulsing for 2. Keep this shape, this space really alive. Here we are. And then we turn out and we stretch and we flex that foot. So keep the work happening in the arm, inside of the waist, right? So there's really like this definitive shape happening in here, okay? As we rotate and we lengthen on both sides of the waist, and as we come around, up and over, and we see each other there. Here we go. So you should feel that inside rib cage and waist pull back as you rotate, and then return to face the front. Last one. Find the highlight moment and close. Okay, let's stretch ourselves onto our stomachs. We're starting to make our way back up, but before we do that, we're going to sneak in a little bit of a cat here. So you're using your hands, you're going to reach up through the tailbone and then stretch back. And then if you rewind, you come down through the chest like you would on the Cadillac and then return. Yes, so we go lead with the tailbone, lead with the chest, lead with the tailbone, lead with the chest. Last one, everybody. Lead with the tailbone. And this time, just come onto all fours and find yourself in a plank position. There we are. Okay, we're going to go into our up stretch. So lift the hips, pike up into your up stretch. Find that strong shoulder girdle. Return to your plank. We're kind of slowing down here a little bit. So lift the hips up on a breath. Find the up stretch. And return to the plank. This is our last one. So up stretch on a breath. And then I want you to walk out through your feet. So you're stepping through your feet, and then you're walking your feet in towards your hands so that you can stand on them, and we can prepare ourselves to roll up. So take a moment to just feel yourself on 2 feet. And starting with your pelvis, give yourself 4 breaths to roll up. Keep going. 2 more breaths until you find yourself standing, and a little camera change. Okay, let's be up on 2 feet, everybody. Whew, we almost got through that list. I'm gonna have to do this again. Okay, so slow the heart rate down a little bit. Let's bring the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, reach them around. Taking our time, inhale to stretch up. Exhale, reach around. And I'll breathe 2 times with you. Thank you very much, everybody.